Hey guys, welcome back. So this week you have 4 lessons and 4 video keywords to take and submit. We're going to start off on lesson 5 this week, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and jump right in. On the phone, 25 6th grade students were asked to estimate how many hours a week they spend talking on the phone. This dot plot represents the reported number of hours of phone usage per week. So looking at this, it looks like several of them have 0 hours of phone usage per week. Then we've got 1 hour, 2 hour, and the highest we have is 3 hours per week. So for question number 1, how many of the students reported not talking on the phone during the week? Explain how you know. So if we look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 students who didn't talk on the phone at all during the week, which seems a little, or hours on the phone. So having the title of ours say hours on the phone is a little misleading since they're talking more specifically about talking on the phone. So this is about talking on the phone. So 10 students did not talk on the phone during the week. And how can we tell this? Well, we look at the dot plot. Look, that's supposed to be this is supposed to be a O. I don't know why it looks like a 6. Look at dot plot at 0. All right, so for B, what percentage of the students reported not talking on the phone? Well, there's 25 total students that reported in this survey or data set. So we have 10 out of 25. So 10 out of 25, which equals 40%. So 40% of the group reported not talking on the phone at all. For number 2, what is the largest number of hours a student spent talking on the phone per week? So if we look, what's that highest number? Correct, 3 hours. That's supposed to be in hours. You know what I mean. All right, so it'd be 3 hours is the highest usage that a student had in the week. For part B, what percentage of the group reported talking on the phone for this amount of time? Well, if we look, there were 3 students who reported this, so it's a 3 out of 25, which equals, 12%. So 12% of our students talked on the phone for 3 hours in the week. 40% of our students didn't talk on the phone at all. And the rest of our students were somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. All right, so for 3, how many hours would you say that these students typically spend talking on the phone? So looking back up at our dot plot, about how many hours, if we were to average this or find an approximation, what would you say for the number of hours they talk on the phone per week? 1 hour would probably be a decent answer there. So that's a really bad about. Hang on. About 1 hour. For part B, how many minutes per day would that be? So to figure out how many minutes that is in a day, we have to take into account changing this into minutes. So 1 hour is how many minutes? 60. So we're going to take 60 and divide it by how many days are there in a week? 7. So 60 divided by 7, and I should use approximate symbols because if we think about it, 7 can go into 63. 7 can go into 63 9 times, so this is approximately 9 minutes. So approximately 9 minutes. So for number 4, how would you describe the spread of the data? Would you consider these students' amounts of time on the phone to be alike or different? Explain. So spread is your key word for this lesson. Spread is the key word. Now, if we look back up at this, we had what kind of spread? Is it a very large spread? No, not really. It's pretty small. We're going from 0 to 3, and little more than half of the values being 0 or 1. I mean, we have 10 students who said 0, and we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students. So we have 17 of our 25 students who are saying between 0 and 1 hours. So it's a pretty small spread. So small spread, 0 to 3. Whoops, that's supposed to be a 3. 3, most being 0 or 1. For B, here's the dot plot from an earlier activity. It shows the number of hours per week the same group of 6th grade students reported spending on homework. Overall, are these students more alike in the amount of time they spend talking on the phone or in the amount of time they spend on homework? So looking at this dot plot, what's its spread look like? Is it pretty spread out? Yeah, it's very spread out. We have some students who report spending 0 hours and some students who report spending 10 hours. So more alike talking on the phone, homework times more spread out, 0 to 10. And our last question. Suppose someone claimed that these 6th grade students spend too much time on the phone. Do you agree? Use your analysis of the dot plot to support your answer. So if we think about what we said, in one day they're spending about 9 minutes on the phone. So is that they're spending too much time on the phone? I would disagree. I disagree. 9 minutes a day is typical, not excessive. All right, so like I said, your keyword for this lesson is spread. So we're taking and looking at sets of data and seeing, are we close in our answers that we're getting back from the people who are responding, or are they more spread out? Is there more variability? So remember, your keyword for this lesson is spread. Have a wonderful week and happy mathing.